Hey guys, Patel can wake, so Patel Patas family, so we checking Modern. So we actual YouTube Patel Patas YouTube family. So we you can legend guess dan to a cool warning ran actual point K2. So ran a ran token yana cool a bukuting. But I wake up a gam loy, launch gam wake. Law pinyitin loy comment kir suppose book loy show ku ke tinga bu loy correct kala work so ku book feelings ku ting talk di about show so point k2 atodana so a book ping ku book jo ping ye na nga ku bu kon mot
En we chaka moth ben mostly en che do jam tong jega so we ba kadang we ba pala wa jamat so I go by the name K2. I'm a young South Sudanese poet based in Nakuru, so I do poetry. Yeah, so that's me.
okay chuku ping point k2 by there year and kuchen ke point k2 youtube sana sana so kwa buga ngot ke lwel ke le abayo by there yimbi pio miata red kere suppose ba loy so bijole wo point k2 yang akugol no aguti chenchop.
Yeah, so just as I had said earlier, Poet K2 is a young South Sudanese poet based in Nakuru. So I do poetry full time. That's what I've been doing for the last, I think, 4 years so far. I started poetry back in 2017. That was back in high school. And it started as a joke because most of the time back in high school, I used to do public speaking. I used to do debating, and I went into journalism club. And then from there, I discovered that I have a talent of talking too much. So I decided, let me put it into an art, which is now poetry. So that's how I started poetry back in 2017. And as they say, the rest is history. And here we are right now with Patel. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He will tell us more about how and why he is here right now. So, kiri jibin abuku ping to nongen. So, ku abijole wo kaman ye poit de no ketueng poit.
Yeah, so as I had said, 2017 I started poetry. So I started with a poem, if I can remember very well. The poem was a piece titled in a Swahili title that was called Madhambi za Dunia, basically Hawe Kepinom. So that was the poem that I did back in 2017, and since then I've written a lot of poems. So far I have more than I think 60 poems that I've written. Some are in the books, some that I've already recorded, and some are on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so that was my first poem, Madhambi za Dunia, which talks about the sins of the world, how we as human beings are destroying each other and all stuffs that are in it. So that was my first poem, Madhambi za Dunia, in 2017.
Okay, did you pass point the ping by the point yan personally and yara ready so ira and ngalo ya and very sure but yara red so gui kubago bating so ye challenges ko was chin jo lo start a good chin chope and then challenges ko le bagale work.
Yeah, so we have a lot of challenges in art in general. I will not say only poets are the ones that get the challenges. We have challenges that rappers face. We have challenges that footballers, singers, dancers, producers face. So I personally, from my point of view and from my own experience, I face a lot of challenges. An example is mostly the most one is financial instability. Most of the time as artists, for you to put out your work, it's a must for you to have let's say money to sponsor your project. So most of the time you'll find that getting such money to promote your poems and to promote yourself has become a very big problem, and that one makes most of my poems right now as we speak are pending because I haven't gotten enough money to sponsor them. So those are some of the challenges. Again, the other challenge is we are South Sudanese. I'll just be honest, we haven't accepted the poetry world, of which this is a very good art that talks about things that are happening back in the community, and it's trying to tell a story of it. We have many poets that are not well known. Not only me, we have Adol poet, we have poet Mabach, and other female poets too that are outside them. So that's one of the challenges, not being accepted by our people. And you guys should please accept us, give us a chance to prove to you guys that whatever that we're doing and whatever that we're saying in our art has a meaning. So that's another challenge. And the other challenges is not being given opportunities in terms of, let's say, when people are doing shows. How many, if I may ask you, whoever that is watching back at home, how many times have you seen a poet performing in a South Sudanese show? If not one, then none. Because why am I saying this? We haven't been accepted. So you guys should give us opportunities to showcase our talent. And those are challenges that are facing us a lot, not being accepted. Yeah.
Okay, for sure there is a award called the South Sudanese Theatre Awards is going on right now, and Poet K2 is the one of them among the poet that are being nominated. So for you there, okay, you have to vote. You will get a link actually, or you must get it because it's already going viral. So, but let's vote and keep our poet and give them support for sure. Okay, like telewo tinimandane woko arbuku jo lui ache ko be alui for mama ko buke jo alu shows woko arbuku be aping nge achilo lui perform South Africa nge achitole so kweyen kichiwo ben media goku kachirka ka goku rulo support goku chopte chirena so ye challenges achuke ping, yes, but chagabe lo overcome it.
Yeah, so before I even say the issue about the challenges once again, as he had said earlier, so there's an award that is about to happen, that is Junubia Theatre Award 3rd edition, that will be hosted here in Nakuru. So I was lucky enough, it is a privilege to be nominated as one of the, under the category of Best Poet of the Year. I have my fellow poets too that are there. So please, you can go to any of my social media platforms. On Instagram, you'll find the link there, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, and you can vote. You can vote as many times as you want, each and every day until date 2023. That is when the award that will be happening. So please, I urge you guys to vote. So that being said, now challenges have been there, yeah, and how we overcame them. As I had said, someone once said, a very famous comedian by the name Kevin Hart once said that there is nothing that you get out of quitting but just knowing that you started something and never finished it. Why am I saying that? So through the challenges that we've gone through, if it was anyone that had not put in hard work, he or she will have already given up earlier. But we've pushed, we've continued perseverance and doing things here and there. So it's a matter of just putting it hard work, believing in yourself, and knowing that one day, one time, whatever that you're doing will pay off. So we had to write more poems, we had to promote ourselves in other ways, and those are some of the ways that we had to overcome the challenges. And still, we have challenges that we'll face in the future, and life still goes on. Yeah.
Okay. In the same page of the Nini, so we have a book called Believe You Can, right by the one of the poet actually. So the book says, believe you can. Whatever you are doing, just believe that you will succeed in it, and for sure you will succeed. So okay, like we had the challenges and how you overcome them, and what motivates you to do this, or what motivates you in the poet industry?
Yeah, so basically what got me into the poet industry are a few things. The first thing is that they say poems, or let's say poets, are the voice of the voiceless back in the community. So I've seen many things happening back in the community, and I saw that for people to hear it, I need to put them into my art. So that is one of the things that got me into poetry, so that I can be able to tell the stories of our people, of whatever that is happening on the ground, since I myself am a victim. And yeah, so those are some of the things that got me into poetry, and some of the things that motivates us to do poems are daily activities that happen in the community. Let's say if young boys are using too much of drugs, some are dropping out, what do? We talk to them through our art, and so that others can change, and the next coming generation not to follow the same foot path. So those are some of the things that that motivated us into get into poetry, and we're not leaving anytime soon, and we will still be doing it. Yeah.
Okay, for sure we are seeing some. Okay, there's a lot of poet out there, but for sure, if you see the number of the poet right now, even in that award, they are less. But we know that we have so many people who are talented, especially in poetry. So there's some people who are outside there, but they do not have support, or they want to give up because they are seeing that they are not going anywhere. So what will you tell those people?
Yeah, I'll just say in a few quote that a famous singer, Burna Boy, once said that your destiny can be delayed, but it can never be changed. If it's your destiny that you will one day make a living out of your poems, out of your rapping, out of your singing, out of your dancing, never give up. And the last thing is, God's time is the best. If God says you'll be very good in 10 years time, so be it. It will be in 10 years time. If God says that you'll be good in 1 week time, you'll be good in 1 week time. So just persevere, put in the hard work, don't give up, keep pushing, and you're almost there. You never know. As an artist, as a singer, maybe you're one song away from making a hit that will change your life. As a poet, maybe you're one poem away from changing your life. As a dancer, maybe you have one style that you will discover that will change your life. So keep pushing in there, and just know God time is the best, man. Yeah.
Okay, for sure. On the same note, I have a short story to say it, but I cannot say it. That the owner of KFC, which is
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
So he started his journey at 12 years actually, and end up being famous in 45 years. So that means that your destiny will delay, but it will surely come. So that is the word of today, and Poet K2 give us so many encouragement. And so I see you doing some poetry in whatever, Nairobi and every part of Kenya. So, and there's one you did about actually going back to Sudan after the case of deporting has been arrived. So will you sample that?
Yeah, so basically recently there was an ongoing debate, or do I say there was a very big agenda that was going on recently. That was about the Kakuma refugee camp and Dadaab, if I've pronounced it well. Yeah, so it was, rumors had it that Dadaab was to be closed. So, and as you all know, most of us, 99.5% of South Sudanese that are in Kenya, you guys have originated from Kakuma. Yeah. So the issue was we had a podcast in Nairobi with courtesy of Refugee Point. Basically, Refugee Point is an organization, an NGO organization that basically talks about issues that are facing refugees and some of the things to be done. So the main agenda or the theme of the podcast that day was the issue about Kakuma being closed, and I was lucky enough to be called to be among the panelists that were to host on the show, and I gave out my opinions. And as you all know, man, Kakuma has been a home to most of us. We have many people that are in Kakuma. It's not only South Sudanese. We have many people from Somalia, we have people from Congo, we have people from Ethiopia. So I would have been wrong if I was to only stand in front of you guys here and say that it's only It's only South Sudanese that will suffer once the camp is being closed. So these are many people that will suffer after this. Life will not be the same. And yeah, most of them ran away from their homes because of things that are happening back at home there. So the question that I asked was basically, before you even take them back to their country, whatever that chased them out, has it been solved, or are they getting into another problem again? And yeah, we had a very good discussion and things went very well, and so far we've heard that it's not closing any soon. So those was basically the main thing that we did there. And I was lucky enough, we went to Kenyatta University Television, that is KUTV, and we also discussed the same issue over there, and I gave out my opinions. Yeah, and everything went well. Yeah.
Okay, as Point K2, you act as our ambassador, so in all those journey. So, and actually the most people from Kakuma and all over Kenya and all over the world would like to know how issue have been solved, or how did they handle that case, or how the result came out that the camp will not be closed.
So basically, that is an. I haven't said that they have said that they won't close the camp. That's not what I've said basically. But the thing is, that's an internal affair. So basically, the ministers know what they are doing, and they are talking it out. We haven't gotten a public notice yet, but since we are the victims here, we're just saying to the government to please give us a few more time to settle our minds, settle our homes back at home, and things will be good. So far we haven't been given a public notice, but maybe very soon we'll have a public notice of the Kakuma not being closed or Dadaab. But let's see what happens.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we appreciate you because we get at least a certain clue about what is going on. So now we are not in the darks anymore. So there's fans of yours, so say it like they are on your tips actually. So like they want to expect it, or they want to know what will they expect it with time.
Yeah, so there are a lot of projects that are pending. As I said earlier, it's because of financial instability. So I have a lot of projects that are cooking in the studio. So there are a lot of them. Basically, I'm supposed to drop a poem maybe in a few weeks' time, and other poems too are there. So you guys expect a lot of poems that has a lot of topics to talk about, that teaches, that talks about a lot of things. So expect good things. So you guys should go to all my social media platforms, on YouTube, that is at Poet K2. On Facebook, I'm using my surname, that is John Chol Matiop. On Instagram, I'm using Poet K2, and on Twitter, Poet K2 too. Yeah, so that is those are all my platforms. That is where you can get what you'll expect in the coming future. So you guys will have good expectations. Yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure. We know that you did the best point, and as a fan, we we appreciate that, and we like most actually. But which one is the point that you did now, and you say it as a point K2? This is the point that I did, and it's the best.
As a poet, we are not allowed to say that. You can say this is the best poem. As long as the poem that you are doing has a message, then all the poems are good. And the only thing that I can say is a poem that I did and had a good reaction from the people outside was a poem of mine titled Refugee that I did last year, and it had good reactions from not only from my country people, but from my fellow Kenyan friends too. So that is a poem that I can say it had a good reaction, but I can't say that's the best poem. All my poems that I've removed are good, because my main aim is not to be good, but to pass out a message. Yeah. So basically, so that's my say on that.
Okay, coming to the end of the interview, so what will you tell the people outside there as Poet K2?
Yeah, man, follow your dreams as a young guy. Follow your dreams, man. And there's a certain quote, or is it a thing that I recently read. I don't know who said it, but I read it somewhere. It says that help the weak when you're young, and respect the old. Respect the old when you're young, help the weak when you're strong, and life will be good for you. Because one time you'll be weak, and you'll be old too. So whatever that you do, have respect, and whatever that you're doing, whatever talent that you're doing, be consistent, perseverance, hard work, discipline, prayers. So those are what I can say. Those are my last words.
Okay, for sure, I can believe that everybody born with ability, but it will depend how will you use your ability and which way of the life will you take. So that is it. So we can say it. I thank Poet K2 for his time. Actually, he was so busy, but I really appreciate him for coming here. So subscribe on his platform, which is YouTube, and then follow those others like Facebook and others. So actually we can say it goodbye. Thank you for watching. So this is Patel Patas channel. We will meet again.